ברוכים הבאים לטייק שני שבו אני מנסה לעשות את זה. אני כל הזמן אגיד את המספר טייק שבו אני עושה למקרה וסוף כל סוף עכשיו לא נראה שיש לי בעיות, החלטתי לעשות את זה במקום אתמול בערב, החלטתי לעשות את זה היום בבוקר, כי אם כבר התעוררתי אז למה לא? הטרק שפועל עכשיו, אני משתדל לעשות את זה כמה שיותר כמו פעם קודמת, רק בלי כל הנושא הזה של הקופירייט. הטרק שהפעם יש בסדרה הזאתי 23 דקות. הנה, Dual Destiny's Difficult Folk. אז כן, ה-Investigations Collection. כן, לפחות עכשיו הכל עובד כמו שצריך, זה טוב, זה הרבה יותר טוב. מה אני אמרתי בקודמת? אמרתי שמשום מה ה-achievement שמראה את לנג Z says, שהשגתי אשכרה פעם קודמת, לא אתמול, מתי שניסיתי לצלם את זה. הוא נראה ממש דומה לאיך שנראית ב-Reminiscence. The fuck? משחק חדש. מה יש פה עכשיו? Ascertain Investigations, Miles, Edgeworth, Tricks and Gimmicks! אני אעשה את זה בפרק קטן פה. שבו אני אשכרה יכול לראות דברים. אז כן, אישית, לי זה נראה ה-achievement של ב-Reminiscence ולנג Z says נראים ממש דומה אחד לשני, אז כאילו וגם גיליתי יותר בפרק הקודם, לא בפרק הקודם, בפרק ה-18 הראשון שניסיתי לצלם, שבו בעצם במקרה של לדוגמה לנג Z says או כל מיני achievementים שהם יותר complex, זה אשכרה אומר בעצם איפה נמצא ה-achievement. אז כאילו אני חושב כל הזמן אני מאבד לאדר וסטפ לאדר, אבל השגתי בעצם סטפ לאדר אחד, לאדר סטפ לאדר. אני אצטרך לעשות את כל מה שעשיתי קודם עוד פעם, וזה בסדר בשבילי, כי לדעתי אני לא התקדמתי כזה הרבה. אז כן, סוף כל סוף נראה שאין לאגים, אז זה הרבה יותר כיף, שבו אין לאגים. אז כן, כמה זמן זה נמשך? זה לא כזה ארוך, actually. סיכון זמן סרטן. אוקיי, מה עוד אני יכול לספר בתור זה של הפרישו? פוקירוג. כן, אני לא יודע באמת מה להראות בפוקירוג. הדבר הכי טוב שאני יכול לחשוב עליו זה להראות, כמו לדוגמה, משהו ב-Endless, אבל הפעם היחידה שאני עשיתי Endless, שבו אשכרה הייתי committed, הגעתי ל-Wave 50 אם אני לא טועה? או Wave... לא, נראה לי זה היה Wave 100. אבל Endless הוא הרבה יותר קשה. מבין שני ראוטס, בלי קשר לזה ש-Endless הוא אינסופי, גם הצורה שבה גיימפליי עובד ב-Endless הוא הרבה יותר קשה. אז... כן. פרפקט. פרפקט. כן, אפשר לראות last played אתמול, אם היה עדיין את הפרק של הפרישו קודם, אז היה אפשר לראות שזה הרבה יותר מתקדם. אני לפחות שמח שסופית אין לאגים, אז אני יכול לסגור את זה, ולגשת לפה, ולהיכנס למשחק. ולא אמור להיות לי בעיות. אז אני לא יכול ללחוץ על ידי ה-continue. כי ה-continue יביא אותי לסייב שאני עשיתי. אז אני אעשה לוד פה. שלישי לרביעי, כן. זה בסדר. ריגרופי ו-update situation. יפ, אוקיי, כן. זה פה. אז 14 למרץ, 9:21 בערב, ה-Open Air Stage. I've left the Damask 2 investigation to fund this guy and return to Babel. איך לא הגענו לראות את האבידנס עוד פעם? Okay. I suppose my first order of business should be to look into Babel's statue. Mr. Edgeworth! Hi. Joe. So, Kay, what's the situation? Oh, it's great! Investigating is so much fun! In other words, they've made absolutely no progress. We're goofing off! Honest, sir! We've been investigating our hearts out! Very well then. Would you care to give me an update on your investigation? Oh, we've had a really fun time, sir. I knew it. Zero progress. In any case, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir? You have permission to enter the Alabastine Embassy, is that correct? Yup. As a local detective, I'm helping out with investigations on both sides, sir. Good. In that case, I can leave these pieces of evidence with you. They belong to the lady under the pink princess's mask. The pink princess? What kind of lady was playing her, sir? The kind that was also playing the role of the pink badger yesterday. Understood, sir. If I happen to run into her, I'll give them back to her. And if I don't, then I guess I'll unload them somewhere. He doesn't seem all that infused to go find her, but I couldn't blame him. Evidence that I lost her, but I'll give it to Gumshoe. צחקתי פה, אבל... כן, אם אתה יודע את ההפתעה, לא כזה אפשר להיות בשוק מזה. Now then, I don't believe I'll be needing this anymore either. What? Are you really going to throw that autograph away? אוקיי, כן, זה כן מוחק את זה. יש לי פה 3 עמודים, אני צריך דווקא לזכור את זה. Yes, because that still samurai was a fake. Still samurai was scratched up into a bullet disposed of. כן, זה עדיין קצת מצחיק, גם אפילו שזה עליתו לידם פה. Wait, what? What do you mean by fake? Now then, I believe it's time for a little housekeeping. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. The remaining evidence has been rearranged. Oh! נמחק עוד 2 pieces of evidence. אוקיי. קודם כל בואי להתחיל מזה, גם אפילו שזה לא היה ה-conversation הראשון שלי. A ladder. Actually, that's a step ladder. They're the exact same thing. No way! From their structure up, they're totally different. But of course, from a thief's perspective, the best kind of ladder is the rope ladder. A step ladder is much too heavy to carry around after all. And from a prosecutor's perspective, any type of ladder is guilty. of being dangerous during an earthquake. אוקיי. מה היה סטירה גם מהדיוס אקס? עכשיו בוא נעשה את זה שמפה זה מתי שהתחלתי יש לי גם לאגי במשחק. וזה לא טוב. פעם קודמת. It would appear that the stage is also scheduled to be renovated. You know, I would love to perform on a stage like this. Something like the great thief show. I should think it would be a bad idea for a thief to show their face to the world. וכל מה שאתה לי זה הגמשו. מעבר לזה בטעות רציתי להיכנס לפה בפנים חזרה לנטרליוס פיטרס ולפה למעלה. אבל אלה פשוט אמרו שאני לא יכול לעשות פרוגרס. Mr. Edgeworth! You look like you're enjoying yourself, detective. ואם אני לא טועה פה אני עצרתי. אם אני לא טועה פה אני עצרתי פעם קודמת. וזה קצת מפתיע אותי שלקח לי בערך 7 דקות לעשות לא 7. 7. כן 7. כי עכשיו 12. וקודם היה... זה. כן. anyway, בלי שום סטמבל ב-BS, צריך להגיע פה דווקא די מהר. Well, I know how much that I enjoy as much as a good investigation, sir. So, what did you find out? Ah, well. גם שאתה לא מוצאת כלום. I think it has found nothing of any particular use, as usual. Okay, whatever. I don't have something to do. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth! Got something really interesting from Ambassador Polino! Oh, and what is this something interesting? This, sir! Oh! אני אשכרה ציפיתי שתהיה עוד קופונים! Wow, that's so pretty! I'm so jealous! That's a real treasure there! Why does the flame burn green, detective? כנראה בגלל המסכים. So, apparently, if you burn the special white crystal oil that they only make in Babel, it burns this green color, sir. Interesting. So it's a special property of the oil. I suppose this is a ploy to force people to visit Babel should the oil run out. Hey, Gummy! What about these silhouettes? They stuck some cutouts on the outside of the lantern so it will project the images. Oh. Silhouettes, huh? They are rather pretty, aren't they? Wait, what am I doing? I was supposed to be asking for an update on the investigation. Hey, what's wrong, sir? There's something I want you to investigate for me. Do you think you can do that much? Uh-huh. You got it, sir. Hey, that's not fair. Why is Gummy getting to do all the fun stuff? Ah, well, that's because I am Mr. Edgeworth's part. לא שוב, נו באמת. I can't believe you did the confusion and saw my role as assistant. I expect the two of you to get along and work together like professionals on this. הלנטרן הוא מעניין פה כי זה גורם לי לחשוב שאיכשהו הלנטרן יצר בעצם את זה של היד גרסו, את הסילואט של היד גרסו. כלום. מה הקשר גם שהיא עושה? אל תחשב שגם שהוא יעשה investigation. אוקיי, זה משהו. Wow! Those look really good, sir. Can I have one? Don't you dare line your stomach with the evidence. Don't think of it. The dog that Detective Gumshoe takes care of just up and ate a samurai dog earlier as well. Poor little dog, slowly coming to resemble his handler. Wow. That's a souvenir from Babel. It's a silhouette lantern. By the way, by the by, how much is it? It was really expensive, sir. About as expensive as my coat. Oh, I see. So it's about the average price of a cheap souvenir. Ouch, sir! Wow. אולי צריך לדבר עם פלינו? אני לא חושב ככה שאני יכול לחשוב עליו זה לפלינו. So you're back now, are you, Mr. Edgeworth? You must be tired. Here, with these, you can eat whatever you'd like. And these are odd couponing. Discount tickets for our cafeteria. They open tomorrow at 10 in the morning. I appreciate the concern. However, these coupons do nothing for me right now. This open-air stage, what function does it serve exactly? אני מנסה להבין מה הם היו שני pieces of evidence שנעלמו פה. כי אני באמת לא ראיתי, לא כזה התרכזתי. אני פשוט רק ראיתי 3 עמודים, ועכשיו ראיתי שזה עבר ל2, כשהיה את ה-rearrange. Well, normally we use it for a variety of events. It's all to attract that extra bit of attention to Babel. I heard that tonight, over in the Alabastian's Rose Garden, Ambassador Alba was to give a speech. And you know what? Manny told me that I really should give a speech too. Mr. Cochin told you that? Yes, he did. Which is why I thought I should give a speech of my own. But, unfortunately, I wasn't able to. Because of the fire the other Gorasu started. Exactly. Ambassador Polino, I would like to ask you a little more about the Primiduck statues. Oh, I see. Well, let me ask you this. Did you know that Alabasta and Babel used to be one country called Codopia? Again. Yes, I know that much about your history. Well, the Pyramid statue belonged to the founders of Codopia. At least, that's how the story goes. It was bequeathed unto the king of Codopia as a symbol of the country's wealth. So, it was meant as a symbol of sovereignty and the right to rule, I take it? Yes, that's right. Which is why both countries are so adamant about their claim. We hold the real statue, therefore we hold the right to rule is the reasoning. It's pretty petty when you think about it, though, I suppose. But if Alabasta and Babel were to re-establish relations, shouldn't that put an end to the squabbling over the statue? I have no reason to believe so. The Pyramid statue is even more important now as a key to diplomacy. I wonder if Ambassador Polina knows. What has happened to the very important key to diplomacy? Perhaps I should try showing him this key and see what he has to say about it. Professor Alabast. Ambassador Polino, if you could please take a look at this for me. The Pyramid statue sitting in Alabasta right now actually belongs to Babel. So it would appear. I received a call from Miss One Karma about this earlier. Then you will understand why I wish to inspect Babel's Pyramid statue immediately. Because the statue currently in your country's possession. Yes, well, I've already inspected it myself. And it is definitely Alabasta's statue. I know because it's the real statue. Oh! Then you're saying that Babel's was a replica? I'm embarrassed to say it's true, even though I knew that someday it would be exposed. I received my orders from the leaders of Babel. I was to negotiate with Ambassador Alba at this event. I was to negotiate with him and fix the results of the evaluation tonight. Oh my god. שנייה אחת אני כבר חוזר. אוקיי, חזרתי, מצטער, שכחתי לעשות את הטלפון שלי על רטט. Anyway, בוא נמשיך. To say that we could not determine which statue was the real one.
Hold it!
Why are you telling me this? Well, because you already figured it out. Our statue is just a hollow gold shell. Even if Babel were to lose face, their reunification of the country is what's important. Right now, I'm right in thinking that, aren't I? I'm not making a mistake, right? If you didn't know yourself, then I won't pretend to know either. I never thought that by being betrayed by your own secretary, the real symbol of wealth would be given to me. Isn't it simply ironic? What? Oh! Oh, כן אפשר... Oh my god! עכשיו זה נותן לקצר! Oh my god. Hey, where are you going? Are you heading back to Alabast? Yes, but before I do, I suppose I should give you a summary of what's happening. What's happened? Oh, I see. So there's been a murder in both countries using an object from the other country? That's the gist of it. Babble's just as strict as Alabast in their inspection of the people and things that enter their country. Meaning that somehow both murder weapons were smuggled into the two countries. That's the only logical conclusion that can be drawn. Perhaps the key to the weapon smuggling is the person who traversed both countries. You mean the fake Yatagarasu? In one way or another, the Yatagarasu is connected. Of this, I am sure. Now then, where was the Yatagarasu first spotted? I believe it was in the Rose Garden on the Alabastian side of this embassy. The garden is just on the other side of this country. It's where Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight. At least, that's where I heard the Yatagarasu had appeared. In that case, I believe it's vile that I investigate the Rose Garden post-haste. Wait, before you go, take a look at this, Mr. Edgeworth. How's that? What is it? I guess it's a guitar pick. I picked it up just now over there. Do you think it will be of any use? There's a little water on it, but how did the water get on it? It doesn't look like there's anything it could get wet from around here. I was thinking, they have concerts at this open air stage from time to time, right? Alright, I'll find its owner later. Okay. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. Mr. Edgeworth, would you be willing to hold on to this? What is this? Angela Shove? Her bosom? It's misused perfume. It's the bottle that woman left behind and that I found 7 years ago. I thought that one day it would be some use in tracking her down. So I kept it safe all this time. Thank you. I'll be honored to hold on to it for you. לא ציפיתי על אנג'לה שככה זה פה. Okay, a rose garden. I think I'll be returning to the investigation Alabast now, but... I know! I'll go back to Babel and do some more investigating there. Oh, okay. ב-10 למרץ 9:58 בערב, הרוז גארדן. Please, שזה יהיה ככה. I see you're back, Miles Edgeworth. כן, yes! How are things in Babel? Although, I can't really say I expect much from Scruffy and that girl. The investigation into Manny Cochin's death hasn't really progressed any. However, the investigation into the Yatagarasu has. Ah, yes. The Yatagarasu. Even now, I find it hard to believe. person who can freely traverse between the two countries at will? Preposterous. Well, that's what I came here to investigate. I heard that this is where witnesses claim to have seen the Adgarasu. That's correct. Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight here in Alabast. And that's when the Adgarasu appeared. The shadow of the mysterious thief appeared, and just as suddenly it vanished. למה הם מרגישים משום איכשהו הצליחו לעשות את הפרפרים בלנטרן? בתור הסימן של היד הגרסו? איכשהו? After that, there was the fire at the Babalese embassy that the Adgarasu started. I vow that not a single feather from the Adgarasu shall escape my diligence. Go! Franziska! What's project? Back of fireplaces. Oh, landfall. There's an overturned spotlight here. When the Adgarasu appeared, the audience that was waiting for the speech to start panicked. I suppose that's when someone must have knocked it over. I'm having a tough time visualizing the mass confusion that took place here. I thought to use my whip to capture the Adgarasu. However, there were people in my way, and I was unable to land even a single lash. I suppose that this means that some other poor saps were hit instead. So, this is where Ambassador Alba was to give his speech. The stage was set up nicely, however, though where was the audience supposed to sit? Perhaps they were supposed to sit around the edge of the pool. That's such poor planning. If there was no place other than a spot or two by the pool. If there was no spot, okay. Then they really should have made seating arrangements, like how the gallery is set up in court. Indeed, you can sense that consideration for the viewers was taken with those. So, in the end, the speaker and his audience were to stand the whole time, huh? Yes, although I suspect the audience would have liked to sit down after a while. I suppose Ambassador Alba sat in this chair. Ambassador Alba is very elderly. The chair was prepared for him should he have gotten tired during his speech. In that case, why didn't he plan to make his speech sitting down in the first place? The ambassador is also quite prideful, that's why. He sounds like my old principal from grade school who would speak at assemblies. Wow. Okay. There are roses scattered on the surface of the water, creating a pleasant fragrance. It's not just for aesthetics. This pool's water is also used in putting out fires. I see. Oh. The pool stopped filling itself automatically. The fountain sprouts are set to stay open until the pool's water reaches a certain level. this water is used to put out fires, I suppose it must be refilled to its normal levels. To its normal level. It suggests that this pool was recently used somehow in this embassy. I suppose I'll take some notes about it, just in case. Okay. But, Larry? How dare you surprise me like that? Larry, what the fuck? I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Angie. Thanks for what you did back there. Your gratitude alone is enough. More importantly, Larry, this pool is not for your personal enjoyment. I know that. You really think I'm the type to just jump into a pool and swim around for fun?
Objection!
Alright then. Did you by chance fall into the pool? Nice guess, but no dice. So you know my son, right, Edgy? Your son? Yes, I kinda lost sight of him when I shook hands with the ambassador. And I'm pretty sure it was around here the last time I saw him. You imbecile! How can you be so flippant at a time like this? What are you going to do if your son fell into the pool? And how old is this child of yours anyway? How old is he again?
Hold it!
Larry, this is the first I've heard of a son. Who exactly is the mother? The mother? Oh, that chick. The pink princess. The pink princess?
Hold it!
Miss Von Karma. I was a bit confused by this man's words for a bit there. However, I believe what he's looking for is the doll of the Iron Infant. Yeah? Because I'm the still samurai through and through, heart and soul. And the Iron Infant is my cute little son. You have given a whole new meaning to the phrase, an astounding fool. Larry, you have not seen hide nor hair of the Iron Infant. But rest assured that if we should find him, we'll let you know. Now get out of there. Sounds good. In that case, I'll go search over there. Hey, wait! Well, it's not like you'll get very far swimming around in that pool. And though he's unrelated to the murders, he sure knows how to cause a lot of trouble. Bra, Larry. Oh. Okay. Ja, Spotlight Bob, also schneiden po. Have you finished checking all the bystanders? Yes, sir. And we found 14 counts of pickpocketing, 16 counts of illegal parking, and 1 person around a light, sir. Don't tell me you didn't find out anything related to the case. Sir, not a single thing, sir. Well, for now, let's just get those other lawbreakers down to the precinct. Agent Lang. Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor. I'd just like to thank you for your assistance earlier. Make no mistake, it's not like I was trying to help you with what I did. after I left, did you receive word from Ambassador Alba? Well, we're to wrap up our bodyguard assignment at the end of today. Oddly enough, we received word from HQ to return home on an urgent matter. As if I can be so easily called away from this case after I've come this far. I swear that I'll find the truth and drag it out screaming into the light. You're with me on that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? Oh! Okay. You were working as Ambassador Alba's bodyguard at the time. So, naturally, you witnessed when the other Garasu appeared, correct? Yeah, I saw the thief, alright. With my own 2 eyes. The other Garasu was always there, lurking in the shadows. But when the spotlight turned on for Ambassador Alba's speech, Shadow appeared. That's when cries of "It's the Yatagarasu" rang out. The next second, the spotlights went out. And by the time we got to the area lit again, the daft thief had vanished. When we investigated afterwards, we found that the reason the lights went out was because someone had unplugged the extension plug for all the outdoor electronics. Whether it was someone doing it on purpose, or simply a guest who had tripped over it, we don't know. But one thing was certain. The other Garasu was here. So, you're saying that basically all you saw was the thief's silhouette? Yes.
Objection!
If all you saw was a shadow, then it's entirely possible that the shadow belonged to someone else. Ha! Good thinking, sis. You just might be right. If it weren't for the fact that there was no one else with that same shape. Not among the staff or the audience members. My men have already done a thorough check of everyone, so I know I'm right. Someone else's shadow? That sounds like a plausible hypothesis. My God! ما راح أكرم אז אני אכרום, fine. Is it possible that they had Garasu hid in these bushes? Of course not! They're rose bushes! You've been spending so much time with Scruffy and that girl, they're rubbing off on you. But it's alright. I'll wake you out of your stupor. Now, the next time you feel like sleep talking, remember that I'll whip you for real. All I tried to offer was a possibility. And this is what I get? These are some beautiful roses here. They appear to be well maintained. Oh! מגיע רגע שמסתכל עליו לאנימציה! מיילס? כל טוב? You're being too nice, Miles Edgeworth. The arrangement is devoid of any design sense. Roses only truly shine when they are grouped by color. One color per location. They lose their beauty when they're all mixed together like this. I can't tell if she's being sarcastic or not. On second thought, there's a rather serious look on her face. סליחה? I better leave it be. They should really rethink the proper balance of these roses. Of all people to comment on the proper balance of things. This statue bears a resemblance to the Primidux statue. The plaque says King Primidux and the battlefield. In order to save the queen, King Primidux put his life on the line and went to war. So, Primidux was actually a person of royal blood. I thought he was simply someone imitating a character from an ancient legend. Well, what surprises me is that a real person who looked like the Steel Samurai existed. I suppose there's that, too. A statue of a woman. I wonder if the lady is pouring water. It says that it's a statue of the queen who spoke of love to King Primidux. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it seems that you are lousy at reading a woman's heart. I opened my mouth on about a statue and she somehow made the leap to that. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. I believe I figured out its true origin. I expected no less from my subordinate. Now let's hear what you know on the subject. What really cast the shadow of the Yatagarasu? Unnecessary. Am I the shadow? What really cast a shadow? To what?
Take that!
What?
Take that!
No. Huh? הדבר היחיד שאני יכול לחשוב עליו זה הפסלים?
Take that!
What? אוקיי! זה היה הדבר היחיד שאני יכול לעשות את הצורה של היאטגראסו. אבל האור מהספוטלייטס. Whatever. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. Is it not possible that it was created by this statue?
Objection!
Are you playing me for a fool, Miles Edgeworth? This statue bears absolutely no resemblance to the shadow of the Yatagarasu. You are correct. However, this statue is but one part of the whole picture. What do you mean by only one part? What is the other part, the real form of the Yatagarasu shadow? לחפש אל השני.
Take that!
It's another statue? Yet the grass's shadow was made from the shadows of these two statues. Made? What do you mean by that? Right now, the spotlights are all over the place. This is because they were moved when the guests were in a panic state. However, if we were to restore the lights to where they were when the thief appeared... You believe that the two shadows will create the Yatagarazu's shadow? Precisely. Now then, watch as I reveal the true form of the Yatagarazu. First, we set up a spotlight to cast the shadow of King Primadox on the battlefield. The shadow of the king's statue would appear to be the backdrop of the stage. Would appear on the backdrop of the stage. Likewise, if we set a light upon the queen who spoke of love to King Primadox, her silhouette will also appear on the backdrop of the stage. Haha! So, if we were to combine the two shadows... Oh. It looks nothing like the Yatagarazu's shadow. Miles Edgeworth, how do you explain this grotesque shape? Calm down, Franziska. The way the light needs to be shown on the Queen's statue is wrong. What do you mean by that? אין את היד. אין את היד הזאתי. או לפחות לא כזה רואים אותה. I believe that the whole of the king's shadow needs to be used for this work. However, in the case of the queen's, I don't believe her whole shadow is needed. Rather, the person who created the shadow only used one part of her shadow. Only one part? Yes. And that part alone is enough to fill the rest of the Yatagarazu's shadow. Why didn't you say that in the first place? You're right. I apologize. Now, what part of the queen was used to complete the Yatagarazu's shadow? יד?
Take that!
לא. משהו מאפשר ככה. אולי היד הזאתי?
Take that!
Think back to what's missing in our shadow. 5 long, thin areas, correct? Now, what does that remind you of? Ah! That's right! It can only be the shadow of the queen's left hand. Francesco, can we please adjust the spotlight's position? There we go. Ah, hello! Ah, זה היה מאיה, חשבתי שזה היה פרנציסקה. That's right, it can only be the shadow of the queen's left hand. Francesca, if we could please adjust the spotlight's position so that it only shines on the queen's left hand. Alright, let's give it a try and see what we get. It's... Yeah, this is exactly like the shadow I saw. The culprit must have changed the spotlight's positioning beforehand. And then pulled the plug after the people saw what the culprit wanted them to see. In their panic, the guests must have moved the spotlights around, which we can assume was also part of the culprit's plan. By the time the lights came back on, the other guard's shadow had vanished. Which means that the shadow was a construct from the very beginning. So you see, Diagonal never did visit Alabasta tonight. The only country that Feet visited was Babel. Although it can't be assumed that the other girls had an accomplice in Alabasta. An accomplice? But who? I haven't figured that out yet, but I assume it was the person who set up the shadow show. Sense that the biggest clue yet to solving this case is the existence of this accomplice. Okay. Oh, that. How's the investigation going? Detective Bad, have you come to join us in investigating the Atagarasu? I've left the murder in Agent Lang's charge. And my only target from the very beginning is the Atagarasu. So yes. So, what have you found out? I got a piece of evidence. May I see it? Sure, but you might regret it. We're here because we are ready to face whatever may come. So, if you please. When people heard the commotion, bystanders started gathering. And one woman claimed, I'm telling ya, I'm a genuine international journalist. Lotta? זה נשמע כמו לוטה. She gave me an interesting picture. A journalist? Well, actually, she's a freelance cameraman. This is the photo I got from her. What in the world? What? The Atagarasu is flying through the air. The times, they are changing. It's not just man, but evidence. Even daylight to us now. When was this photo taken? Apparently, right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. It was taken from a nearby building that you can see the embassy from. I see. So this was taken after the fire. And the blur of this picture took off from the Babylese embassy, flew over the boundary, and headed for the embassy of Alabasta.
Objection!
This is simply not possible. People are incapable of flight. Is that a fact? I've had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once. Bridge? Something about a bridge? Actually, come to think of it, I've come across a case like that as well. Two, actually. הם לא רוצים לדבר על ברידג' ולפרנסיסקה יש גם את ה-obvious situation של ביג טופ. Maybe it happens more often than we think. So, am I up to the task of solving the mystery behind this photograph? Well, the other girls took off from the Babylonese embassy. so I should start from there. Francesca, I need to return to the Babel investigation for a bit. Alright. נראה לי אני יודע מה צריך לעשות. I'll continue investigating on this side of the building. Alright. I'm counting on you. Oh my god. Welcome back, Mr. Edgeworth. Now come on, let's get back to our investigation. Yes, let's. My god. זה מה שאני רוצה לגשת אליו. כי זה כן אפשר לראות כמו טרמפולינה. It would appear that the stage is also scheduled for to be renovated. Seriously? Okay. אוקיי, אז כאן צריך להיכנס בפנים. 1037 Babylonese Embassy Secretariat's Office. To think, after all that running around, we're back right where we started. It would appear that way. Hi, Mr. Dwarf. Lino, hi. Have you found Manny's killer yet? I'm terribly sorry, Ambassador Polino, but I have yet to find his killer. And I guess his murder really was the work of the Yatagarasu. Let's get one thing straight. It was the work of the fake Yatagarasu. The real Yatagarasu is a noble vigilante who's only out to steal the truth. Yes, Faraday. That makes such a sad face. If there's anything I can do for you, all you have to do is ask, alright? Mr. Bellino. Actually, there is one thing you can do. Will you allow us to take another look around? We didn't have enough time to conduct a thorough investigation earlier. Oh, sure. Feel free to investigate to your heart's content. Also, there are a few questions I would like to ask you personally, Ambassador. If it will bring a smile back to Mr. Faraday's face, then I'll gladly accept anything. Thank you, Mr. Polino. You're a tall gentleman. Well, you don't have to waste such nice words on me, little miss. Hey, Sir Polino! Oh, this sure could show me awfully quick. You know, it's easy to say we're going to investigate, but where should we begin? We should probably start by comparing the statue of this room before and after the fire. And then we should look into the matter of the suspicious person you spotted. Yeah, when I came across this room, that person was already gone. But I'm willing to bet that person I was chasing is Mr. Cochin's killer. We don't know that yet. However, it's hard to believe that person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key to the garage store 7 years ago was found here, it signals that perhaps Miss Hugh is also somehow involved. I knew it! That woman is most definitely Mr. Cochin's killer! Yet again, we don't know that. There are too many mysteries to solve here. Speaking of the Atagarasu and mysteries, I received the most mysterious photo from Detective Bad. Uncle Bad? He's taking part in the investigations too? Yes, Has been chasing after the other girls for all these years. Uncle Bad. Now then, I was told that this photo was taken just after the fire. What? That kind of looks like the person in the long coat I was chasing. Does this mean I was chasing the fake Grosso after all? I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think people can fly either. But this could be how that person escaped. Well, we'll need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything about that. In any case, let's not dwell anymore and pick our investigation where we left off. Okay, sure. A fireplace, huh? So Babel's offices have them too. Two? There's a fireplace in a relatively the same location in the Alabastrian office. However, we found something that I would rather not recall ever again. Still can't believe it. That we found that lady's undershirt in the fireplace. If it was traumatizing, why don't you try creating new memories with the fireplace? You could climb inside, we could play hide and seek. Oh my god. And come out covered in soot. I think not. Ah, you really have no sense of fun, Mr. Edgeworth. אני יותר בא מאשר בנוגע להאם זה גם connected לחדר הקודם. It appears that this area was heavily damaged by the fire. Yeah, I suppose we should hurry up and get started examining everything. There's a bottle of Bumblebee's ink on Mr. Cochin's desk. It looks like there's still a lot of ink left inside. The seal is unbroken, so the fire probably couldn't get into the bottle to burn up the ink. Hey, Mr. Polito! It looks like your precious Bumblebee's ink is alright after all. What? That's odd.
Hold it!
What? Ambassador, what do you mean by that? Oh, well, it's just that there is something strange about the ink. Would you mind elaborating on that statement for me, please? What? Now then, Ambassador, I'd like to ask you about your movements before the fire broke out. Before the fire? Which fire are you talking about? Which one? There was more than one tonight? Ah! Oh, I see. I guess I didn't hear about it. We had two fires here at the Bumblebee's embassy tonight. What a bother all that was. Wait, but the only fire we know is the one after the Jammy Ninja show. Ah, well, the first occurred at the start of the Jammy Ninja show. Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floors of our embassy caught on fire. Now, wanting to cause panic among the fear goers, we've decided to keep it internal. Then the fire after the Jammy Ninja show was the second one of the night? Exactly! So the fire I witnessed was the second one. To think of it, didn't Detective Bad make references to the first fire? After the fires on the 4th and 5th floor. Huh. I suppose this means that the fellow was taken just after the first fire was put out. So then, what was the extent of the damage in the second fire? The second fire was contained to this floor. The 3rd floor. I think it was leftover embers from the fires above it that caused it. That's... how should I put this? A very bad stroke of luck. Hive office on the 5th floor, Manny's office here, and Manny himself. All gone in a blink of an eye. I feel so bad for you, Mr. Polino. Oh, look at me going on and on. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask again? We were discussing what your actions and whereabouts for today were. And if you happen to know what Mr. Cochin's actions and whereabouts were as well. Yes, very well. I've been quite busy all day from morning until now. First I woke up and brushed my teeth. After that I had a roll for breakfast.
Hold it!
Fascinating. How about if you just skip to the relevant parts for me? Oh, you would like the condensed version? Alright, I can do that for you. I wonder if you might tell me about what you noticed about Mr. Cochin's bottle of ink. I just thought of it right now, but... during the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back to it. I called out to him when I received no reply. I used my spare key to open the door. But when I did, I was scared by roaring green flames. The flames were so big that I wasn't able to see into the room at all.
Hold it!
The fire was green. What was the cause? A lantern. Ma też jest so film Babylonese ink יותר. Well, white crystal oil burns green when it's lit, as you can see by this lantern. And Babylonese ink is made from the same oil, which means it would also burn green. You know, I too had thought it was Manny's ink that caught on fire. So that's why I was surprised to find out that there was still a bottle of ink left on his desk. As Methaba ink. The case of the perplexing green flames. Talk about a mystery. What exactly was it that caught on fire in here? So, what did Mr. Cochin and you do this morning? Well, originally we were supposed to meet and shake hands with the Jammy Ninja. But I wanted to turn it into a follow-up, so we were here tidying up his office. You helped clean Mr. Cochin's office? Why were you not cleaning your own? Oh, I think I forgot to mention this, but my office is currently undergoing renovations. Which is why both the primitive statue and the Babylonese knife set are down here. I see. Oh, but the Tidying didn't take much, really. I just burned some files we no longer needed and expired coupons in the fireplace. I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain though, huh? Ha, about that, I kinda forgot to clean the ashes out. I guess I'm up a creek where Maddie here would get angry at me.
Hold it!
An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of a secretary's anger. Oh, he was very good at being very mad. Why, even just this morning he got mad at me. I spilled some of Ebony's ink onto the back wall when I was burning the files, you see. And he got mad at me, saying that I should treat the ink with more respect. Talk about the boss getting bossed around. That's about it for what we did this morning. Just some cleaning. Don't tell me you had no other work to do. Being an ambassador and all. Now then, if you could tell me what you and Mr. Cochin did this afternoon. Well, Matt and I went down together to a Theatrum Neutralis. We had to be there for the start of the Steel Samurai stage show. After the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor alone. So they were together until the start of the Steel Samurai show. A little while later, after I'd straightened myself up a bit, I returned to the theater. Because I was to take part in the photo-op on stage at the end of the show. There was a commemorative photo-op at the end. It was a fantastic photo of the three of us. Ambassador Alba, the Steel Samurai, and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor to prepare for my handshake photo-op with the German Ninja. He seems to be rather overworked for an ambassador. And I get into my office. That's when the first fire broke out and I escaped down the stairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully no one was hurt. I ran from the first fire as fast as my legs could carry me. But during the second one, I pitched in and helped the embassy staff put it out. So, you didn't see Mr. Cochin again after the start of the Steel Samurai show? Yes. The next time I saw him, he was lying there in an eternal sleep. I see. Ambassador Polino, I thank you very much for your help. Sorry I couldn't be of more assistance, Mr. Edgeworth. Is there anything else? Please don't hesitate to ask, alright? So, this is the real Prima Duck statue. This is really valuable, right? That's what they say. אבל קצת קשה לעשות את זה מתי שזה ליטרלי נשרף וזה מלא בזהב שזה כבד.
Hold it!
Okay. You're not seriously considering the theft of this statue, are you? No way, Mr. Edgeworth! Wasn't thinking about anything like that. I was just calculating, in my head, how much the statue is worth. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. It's the charred remains of a fallen ceiling fan. Oh, I've seen a few of those before. They spin around and around and play music. The little music box. I think you're thinking of a musical mobile for babies. Yes, that's it! But they're nothing alike. They're totally alike! You spin those babies right around like a record! I see. I guess I can see how you might think that. It appears that Mr. Coachen's body has been taken in for an autopsy. The white outline is all that is left of the tale of his murder. Ambassador Polino, what exactly used to be here? I used to be a sack of brand new pamphlets. But it looks like they were all burned up. I guess we'll just have to reprint them. But no matter how fast we reprint them, they always disappear so quickly. Is the Babylonese tourism industry really that hot right now? Of course. Although recently the most popular vacation destination has been the Republic of Virginia. What? Virginia Bamicadopia? Oh no, okay, no, fuck. לא, זה השקעה במקום אחר, okay. But we refuse to lose them, so we've been hard at work promoting Babel. Interesting. Well, I've just recently returned from a trip to Virginia myself. Oh? And how did you like it? It was alright. I probably shouldn't bring up the fact that I was a suspect on the flight home. We still don't know where the blade of the Babylonese knife went. Could be that the killer walked away with it. Ambassador Polino, would you happen to know what these charred remains are of? I don't know actually. Well, I don't think there was anything there that should have been flammable. And so it remains a mystery as to what was burned here. יש פה גם הרבה נוזלים. פה נוזל, כל זה נוזל, כאן יש משהו. זה מה מהם שהשתמשו לכבות את האש? It would appear that this desk also fell victim to the fire. Oh my god, but it doesn't look too damaged. Oh, I think we can riffle through this drawer a bit. I suppose we should take a look.
Eureka!
What? רגע, זה נעלם.
Eureka!
זה כן זה, אבל משום מה המוזיקה לא הפסיקה. It would appear that this piece of evidence is related. לא, אוקיי, לא. אוקיי, לא, נו באמת. חשבתי שהיה לי את זה. Oh.
Eureka!
Huh. Can, okay. The shape of this notepad matches the shape of this note we found. Hey, you're right! What is it? Looks like something straight out of Monument Valley. Ah, yes. That notepad is a souvenir from somewhere in your country. We've been collecting them for the purpose of studying them, you see. Yes, I do. You do seem to be quite passionate about it. Oh, would you like to see my souvenir collection? I would love to show it to you. Are you sure they haven't been burnt to a crisp by the fires? כן, זה מה שאני חשבתי. Ambassador Polino, I wonder if you might recognize the handwriting on this note. This looks like Manny's handwriting. Oh! I see. In that case... Oh, did you figure something out? Coach נתן את evidence. הוא נתן בעצם את התוכנית לגנוב את הסטאצ'ו מדמאסק 2. Oh, did you figure something out? This note was found in Alabama. Specifically, it was found being firmly grasped by the murdered Damask 2. Damask 2? Then this note? Yes. It was a request from Mr. Cochin for Damask 2 to steal the Primiduck statue. What? Manny tried to steal Alabast's Primiduck statue? We would know for sure if we could run a handwriting analysis. Ambassador, do you have any documents that were handwritten by Mr. Cochin? Yes, I can gather a few and give them to you. I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe later to run the analysis. I can't believe that Manny would even think of doing something like this. Do you have any idea as to why he would have requested the theft of the statue? There's one possibility, but mind you, it's just my personal speculation. Anything you can tell me would be of great help, Ambassador. I believe that you said that you might have an idea as to why Mr. Cochin hired the mask too. Actually, I fear it may be my fault. As I was telling you earlier, we were determining which statue was the real one as part of today's event. But because of the Edgar and the fire here, that got cancelled, didn't it? I'm actually relieved that the rest of the event has been cancelled. For you see, Babo's statue, well, it's just a replica. And this Mr. Kochin know that about Babo's primitive statue? Of course he knew. That's why he was the only person I could consult with. We have to do something once our statue was revealed as a replica. As to be expected, I was very nervous today, as this would impact our country's authority. Yes, I understand. Well, when I told Manning my concerns, he said, let me handle it, it will be alright. I'll find a way to make sure you're the ambassador of the reunited Codopia. At the time, I thought he was just trying to cheer me up. But when I saw that note, I realized he was serious.
Hold it!
Mr. Kochin conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assume he did all that to ensure that you are the next Cadopian ambassador. But why was he trying so hard, I wonder? He was so much better at getting things done than I ever was or will be. I don't have an answer yet as to why he was trying so hard. But I suspect he had an ulterior motive in mind, beyond just simple kindness. Oh, here you are, Mr. Edgeworth. Gumshoe, let's go. Hey. Detective Gumshoe, have you collected the information that I requested? Yep. Got it all here, right here, sir. There you go, Kay. Feel free to take a look. It's for you, after all. What is all this, Scummy? It's all of the information on this server that I got from the embassy and Interpol people. Now we know exactly how this room was before and after the fire. Good work, Detective. It was nothing, sir. I'm an expert at getting people to talk. Well, Gumshoe. Oh, you two are so much... remind me so much of my father and Uncle Bad. What do you mean? As prosecutor and detective, your dynamic is just like theirs back in the day. Well, don't worry. I'm going to find my own wonderful partner someday. And when I do, I'm going to become a good Yatagarasu, just like my father, right?
Hold it!
Please don't ask me questions which I have no answers to, okay? However, I can say that it is truly a wonderful thing that to find a partner you can trust. You bet! So, what now, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I'd like to ask you for a favor. Yes? That gadget. Mr. Thief, is it? That thing you call your secret weapon. Oh! I was gonna say the technology. Oh, you mean the thief? You're going to rely on it, aren't you?
Hold it!
Okay, please. I don't need a crutch like that. I'm only asking because I need it for the investigation. For the information Detective Gumshoe gathered and the ambassador's testimony, I'd like you to please recreate this room as it was during the third floor fire. You got it! Alright, here we go! Dark skies of evening, when no other bird take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now, witness the true power of the real modern-day Robin Hood! It seems that there are other things besides what the ambassador mentioned that have changed. אוקיי, רק בשביל לראות את זה בפלייבק. כן, זה אשכרה כן עושה את הפלאשים. זה אשכרה כן עושה את הפלאשים ב-Little Thief. It's possible that we might find the escape route the bus and case are used as well. Oh, what is this? Is this some sort of light show I was not told about? This is the power of a true vigilante. It's recreating the room with the info that I inputted. Really? This is certainly one interesting device you have there, Miss Faraday. Ahem. I believe it's about time we return to our investigation. Huh. רציתי לדבר על התמונה למעלה, אבל whatever. You can see the Alabastian embassy through this window. So, where were you when you were investigating over there, Mr. Edworth? Ah, you can see it from here. I was on there on the 5th floor. That's where the Mask 2 was killed. What? You don't mean the Mask 2? Aw, poor guy. As a fellow second-generation thief, I can't just turn a blind eye to this. Even though the Mask 2 was merely an imposter of the original? It looks like a very comfortable chair. Oh, it doesn't look all that broken, so why don't you just sing on it? No, I better not. It's very important that we preserve the crime scene at all times. Wait, but you're touching all sorts of things at crime scenes. That's because I am a prosecutor, and it's part of my job to examine things. And my job is to be a great thief! Which is exactly why you are not allowed to touch anything. It looks like one of the Babylonians' knife was already messy before the fire began. So it would seem. Especially since the other two knives' handles were burned away. The remaining handle was swapped out with the real handle from the model. The remaining handle was swapped out with the handle from the real model weapon. And Babble's national treasure was stolen. Poor Babble, don't you think? I'm not sure I would lump the replica statue in with the rest of Babble's woes. This grandfather was apparently in a different position than it was before the fire. According to staff members, the clock was flush against the wall before the fire, sir. Which means most likely it was moved by someone during the fire. Speaking of which, it's totally 11 o'clock now, but I don't hear any chiming. Ah, that's odd. It was still chiming right on the dot of every hour this morning. Maybe the fire damaged its internal mechanism or something? Ambassador Paulino, may we take a look inside that clock? Sure, go right ahead. Go right on ahead. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please inspect the insides of this clock. Yes, sir. I'm on it. Mr. Edgeworth, I found this inside, sir. Oh. It looks like a length of wire. So, this is what caused the clock to stop chiming. What's a long length of wire doing inside this clock in the first place? Why would someone do this to such a valuable clock? It sounds like it wasn't Mr. Polino that put the wire in there. And perhaps it was Mr. Kochenskill who did it. There must have been a large green flames on Ambassador Polino saw. With flames like these, it's no wonder he couldn't get in. Okay. By the time you came into this room, had the fire already been put out? Yeah, the fire had died out or something by that time. And this fire here only burned from the time the fire started on the third floor until the other garage appeared and caused a stir and babble, I suppose. I guess Mr. Polino was just lucky enough to run into this fire as it was burning, huh? Yes, you could put it that way. And since you were the first to discover the body, you can assume that no one else entered the room until that time. No one other than the person you were chasing, of course. I know it! That person I saw was definitely up to no good. I mean, that person could even be Mr. Kochen's killer. That is very likely to the case. After all, that person came into this room before you. Must have chosen this room precisely because they knew no one would be in here. Okay, then maybe the green fire was where it was to prevent anyone from coming in. But then, what did the person set on fire to make the green flames? Whatever it is that the person burned, it made a rather sizable fire. And since the fire is green, well, we've seen something that burns green, right? It's a bit tinier than these flames, but you get what I mean. Yes, and I do believe what you are thinking is exactly these flames. Why these flames are green. Each fire-related piece of evidence burns the same color, ink.
Take that!
What? Yes, I'm off there. הדבר היחיד שבו כבר יש ירוק זה הלנטרן. Okay. This silhouette lantern, its green flame comes from the white crystal oil it's burning. Yeah, that's the fire I was thinking of too. I love the green it gives off. I think we've now established that the green flames were caused by white crystal oil. Furthermore, we know that there's only one other thing made of white crystal oil. Oh, you mean that thing Mr. Polino was mistaken about, right? עכשיו זה ink. עכשיו זה ink? Yes, precisely. as we found it earlier in our investigation. What? I don't get it. Can you fill me in, sir? Fine, I suppose. I'll explain it in a way that even you can understand. This is the thing made from like crystal oil that Ambassador Polina was mistaken.
Take that!
Okay. Babylonis ink is made from white crystal oil. Oh! So it should burn the same color as the flames in the lantern, right? Yes, precisely. However, the green flames in this room were not from a bottle of Babylonis ink. Because we found the ink Mr. Cochin used on his desk, right? Yes, however, we know that Mr. Cochin was smuggling the ink in massive quantities. Now, what do you suppose he made using all that ink? I believe what he made with that ink is the answer to what gave birth to the green flames. Oh, yeah! I'm beginning to really feel the energy coming from you, Mr. Edgeworth. I hope you now finally found it. The smuggling ring's real goal. Oh, my! Oh! Made of Babylonis ink, this is the source of the green flames. I can't stop Mr. Yoff. What would consume that great of a volume of ink to make? That would be the counterfeit bills that the smuggling ring made and are circulating in Zhengfa. You're kidding! You're saying it was Mr. Kocha who made the counterfeit bills? I am. I believe you could go so far as to say that he stole Babble's printing press. Ambassador, Mr. Cochin had permission to freely use the printing press, correct? Ah, yes. And I do remember seeing him use it in the middle of the night. But never did I think I was using it for such a foul deed. Ambassador, because of your secretary's crimes, you will need to be investigated as well. Yes, I suppose so. We've caused a bit of trouble for a few countries, haven't we? It's my duty to search out all who shielded Mr. Cochin and concealed his crime. For they are the ones who started the fire in order to destroy the evidence. Okay. So, by this time the primitive statues had already been swapped, right? They must have been, as this one's covered in soot. What lousy timing! And just as the two countries were about to become friends again, too! Would have been better if I stole it, than for it to get caught up in that fire. Okay, I think I understand your sentiment. However, if we were to engage in theft, they can't look the other way, right? If you could please stop stealing my lines. Försök vara unpredictable, Edgeworth. So, Babel is really pushing into their tourism industry, huh? Yes, it would appear that way. You know, I'd really love to take a trip. Hey, why don't we take one after this case? Do you already have a destination in mind? Well, ideally, I would like to go to some place where I can continue my thief training. Well, if you want to learn the fine art of stealth. Perhaps you should visit the studio where they make the German Ninja TV show. Hey! That's actually a really great idea, Mr. Edgeworth! I can't believe she took me seriously. It appears that the desk is largely unchanged from before the fire. Hey, it's just got a little burned, that's all. It's a very fine desk. I'm sure that even now it's still usable. If it's that great, why don't you trade your desk with it? No. It was just a suggestion. You don't have to get all monosyllabic on me, you know? Huh? Why is that monosyllabic? Detective, you took part in the initial Babel investigation, correct? Yep, sure did. I also helped put out both fires, sir. But that first fire took me by surprise. I had a tough time escaping the 5th floor. First, I tried the elevator, but I guess someone else had the same idea because it was in use. If I had remembered to use the stairs at that point, I would have been burnt to a crisp. Wait, that's odd. We always warn our staff that in the case of a fire, it's dangerous to use the elevator. Obviously, זה מסוגל להשתמש במעלית מתי שיש שריפה. כי בסיטואציה כזאתי, יש לה שריפה. יש סיכוי שזה דופק את הכבלים, ואז יוצא שני מצבים, או שהמעלית תיפול, או שהיא פשוט תהיה תקועה במקום. שני המצבים האלה הם לא אידיאליים. Oh? Maybe someone wrote it in a fit of panic? Detective, did you see the grocer that came into the Babylonese embassy at all? I did it personally. And the other staff members told me they never got a good look at the person either, sir. I wonder if you could tell me a bit more about what you discovered, Detective. Second fire broke out around the time the garage was spotted in Alabast. That's also when the suspicious person was spotted in Babel, which caused some panic.
Hold it!
So, no one was able to get a good look at this yet a garage suit that entered Babel? Yeah. All they saw was a mysterious person wearing a long coat. But that's not enough to make a positive ID, you know? Still, it was enough to make the people who received the calling card panic even more. A person in a long coat. Sounds like the exact same thing, the exact same person I saw. The garage that appeared in Alabas was proven to be just a fabrication. A shadow. In light of that fact, the garage that appeared in Babel is also a suspect. You can't be serious! Not even when we're this close to capturing the fake. I mean, Callis to you. So the garage appeared, caused mass confusion and killed Mr. Cochin, then disappeared. By the way, Detective, why did you not chase after the Atagarasu? I did, but, well, this embassy is huge, sir. I got separated from the other staff members I was with. It was lost for a while there.
Hold it!
You didn't even memorize the layout of the building you were to guard, Detective. Wow, is that excellent. Yeah, I'll be sure to do that from now on, sir. You know, thanks to me being lost, I was able to come to Kay's rescue. Oh, is that a fact? Yeah. When I was lost and wandering about in the third floor hallway, sir. When I heard it scream, I headed towards it right away. Oh, that's probably from when I found Mr. Cochin's body. Yeah, I thought it sounded like her, so I got real worried and ran as fast as I could. And it was thanks to Gummy that Miss Sheena wasn't able to take me away. It coming from me until you got here, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, I see. So he can be useful once in a blue moon. Wow! Still, it's too bad that Agent Sheena got here before I did. I wonder where Agent Sheena was before you found her here. Well, just before I got into this room, I saw her coming out of the room next door. Agent Sheena mentioned something about chasing the Atagarasu herself earlier. Well, she apparently helped in putting out the first fire. Then, during the second fire, I heard she was busy chasing the Atagarasu. She seems to be very... she seems to be a very dedicated agent. You would do well to learn from her. Why are you pointing at me when you say that, sir? I've examined everything in this office, but there's one thing that bothers me. Perhaps I should ask Ambassador Polino about it. Huh? Ambassador Polino, there is something I'd like to ask you about. Yes? About this office. It appears to be very similar to Ambassador Alba's office. For example, the location of the fireplace and the position of the grandfather clock. Ah, that's right. You should pay a visit to the Alabastian side of the embassy. Our two embassies actually used to be one. Yes, I know. Even the pamphlet mentioned that. Which is why the building is bilaterally symmetrical. Okay, the symmetry. So, no matter which room, the location of the fireplace and the like are exactly the same. Even where the art is located is the same, as my room is currently under renovation. Or cut to make Patty's room look like the ambassador's office. You mean for your handshake follow-up with the jamming ninja? Yes, that's right. I mean, what's a photo like that worth if it's not taken in the ambassador's office, right? Yet another odd expression of Babu's obsessively competitive spirit with Alabast, I take it. Thank you, Ambassador. That piece of information is all I needed to connect the dots. Connect what dots? Well, anyway, I was glad to be able to help. To be of some help. אם זה סימטרי! אז זה ישר מביא את הנושא של ה-fireplace. The alabaster and Babylonese side of the buildings are symmetrical to each other. As we know that to be a fact, then this room's fireplace may also hide a secret passageway. A secret passageway? In Alabas, the fireplace turned out to have a revolving back wall. A revolving wall? Sounds like something out of the ninja house. Oh. Oh. Sus mode activate. Wow. There was a trick like that built into the fireplace, sir? What? This embassy holds that kind of secret? There seems to be a lot about this room that you don't know about, Ambassador. I guess it's time to pay the bill for letting Manny do so much work for me. Please. I really want to know about what the real Manny and what you know about this room. What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Let's get to the bottom of this. Agreed. And it's my first thought that it's likely the killer used the revolving fireplace. It looks like it's just another fireplace, though, doesn't it? So, how do you turn it again? In Alabas, tap to push where the X was on the far wall of the fireplace. Oh, I see an X back there, sir. Let's see what happens when I push it.
Hold it!
Ah, you scared me, sir. There's something about this fireplace that lies in contradiction to the facts. Huh? But we found an X where you thought there would be one, right? We did, but that's not what I was referring to. Something is missing from this scene. What does this contradiction mean for us? אמור להיות ashes, אבל זה לא קיים. תודה רבה שזה לפי testimony.
Eureka!
Ambassador Polino, you said that you burned some of old files in this fireplace today, correct? Yes, I burned quite a few files this morning, actually. And after you did, you forgot to clean out the ashes from the fireplace, correct? That's right, but why are you asking? And why are you making such a scary face? I'm sorry, I admit I am a bit intimidating when I'm serious. In any case, take a good look at this fireplace and tell me what you find odd about it. I see. Huh? Where did all the ashes go? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't really think that Ambassador Polina is lying, are you? No, there's no reason for him to lie. And I don't believe his testimony is wrong either. It is the fireplace that is causing the contradiction. Okay, I wonder if you might update the fireplace data for me. You got it! I'll add in the ashes from the burned files and... Sounds like we pretty much figured everything out now, huh? Well, it was nothing. All I did was follow where our leads led us. Oh, I sense it coming on! You're about to dazzle us again, right? Oh, you mean that? Well, it's what Mr. Edgeworth is known for, you know. There's really no need for the two of you to dance around the name of what I'm about to do. לפני האינספקשן של הפיירפלייס, אני רוצה לגשת ללוג'יק. זה נהיה כבר ממש suspicious. בגלל שהבניינים הם בעצם סימטריים. אבל I guess אני אלך לפיירפלייס. I already checked this earlier, but I never heard to take another look. The ashes Ambassador Polino left here have disappeared. If we follow where this specific information leads, we should begin to see the truth. It's time to use your secret weapon, right? Yeah, go on, sir. Use your special skill. Oh, ignore your strange phrasing and focus on the information we have instead. Just a little further. I can sense the truth lying just on the other side of this. If we push this X mark, the fireplace wall should turn. A revolving fireplace wall? That's neat, sir. We should hurry up and...
Hold it!
I detected there's still something we need to examine about this first. Besides which, there's also something I'd like to test. Like what, sir? Tell you later, detective. For now, let's continue with the investigation. אז אני לא יכול להפוך את זה עדיין. אז זה חייב להיות לוג'יק. אוקיי. זה הגיוני בעצם שזה יעבור לצד השני כמו מה שהיה עם הדברים של ונדי. The reason as to why the ashes are missing is simple. It's not because someone cleaned them up, right? No, because even if someone did sweep them up, the fireplace is too clean for that. Ambassador Polina said that he spilled some Bubblinese ink while he was burning the files. And yet, there is no trace of the spilled ink on the back wall anywhere. Oh! Oh, okay. Well then, I don't know what happened. Well, I'll tell you what happened. The two sides were switched. By using the revolving fireplace wall, the ashes were moved into the neighboring room. Which means that this is a clear indication that the fireplace was used. What do you mean? This person I was chasing disappeared from this room through there? Yes. I believe the person you were in pursuit of is Mr. Cochin's killer. אז זה אומר ששינה היא בעצם רצחה את קוצ'ן. And after committing the murder, escaped for the fireplace. Wow, Mr. Edgeworth! You figured out the killer's escape route! I have, but this is only the beginning. Now we have to chase the killer down. if the killer used the fireplace in this room to escape into the next, it's only logical for us to talk with the person who was in the neighboring room. Well, person that was in the next room was... Oh, it was that person, sir! Yes, Detective. Agent Sheena. כאילו, אני לא יודע למה, אבל אני יותר מרגיש הרי הקילר נעלם לגמרי. הרוצח נעלם לגמרי. הכסף פה נשרף בשביל שאף אחד לא ייכנס. מפה, בא להרוג את קואוצ'ן, ולעשות את האסקייפ רוט. היא אחר כך יוצאת, מתלבשת רגיל. אולי הייתם לונג קוד ואז אחר כך הורידה את זה. עושה צ'ייס. גם שהוא רואה אותה, אני רציתי לחפש את האבידנס, לא מצאתי. גם שהוא ראה אותה, כשהוא בא אחרי קיי, ואז אחר כך שינה בא לעצור את קיי בגלל שהיה את הגרס וביזנס. It's looking more and more like Miss Sheena is the killer, isn't it? Let's not jump to conclusions yet. We need to go through what we know so far. זה חייב להיות שינה! אבל לא? זה possible, גם שהוא ראה אותו יצא ליטרלי מהחדר ליד. She came running straight into this room from the next one and instantly accused you. Furthermore, she claimed that it could have been you that killed Mr. Kuchen. I don't have any proof yet, however, I know she's hiding something from us. Okay then why don't we ask Miss Sheena herself?
Hold it!
No, not yet. There's still something that needs to be done first. Detective Gumshoe? Sir, is it my turn to do something, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I have a two-part special assignment for you. First of all, I need you to run a handwriting analysis on the Masked 2's note. Okay, I'll get the lab boys on that right away. Second, I want you to see if you can fit through the revolving fireplace wall. Right now, sir? No, next decade. Of course now. We need to test our hypothesis first, don't we? Go on, Gummy. You can do it. Alright, I'm gonna do this like a real man. Here I go, through the fireplace and back. You don't need to psych yourself up that much for such a simple task, Detective. Oh. Wow. The wall inside the fireplace really did turn. It's so neat. Now I'm gonna try going through there too. There really is a secret passageway through there. I had no idea. Your beard ash really was pushed into the other room. Furthermore, the Babylonian ink you spilled, Ambassador, is there on the back wall. Okay, here I go, sir.
Hold it!
Detective, I would like you to go through further under the same conditions as the killer. Huh? But there's all that ash and stuff. And your point is, now we're short on time, so if you could please hurry on through. Yes, sir. Okay, so now we have pretty much the whole picture now, right? No, not yet. There remains a few mysteries to solve. Such as the other Gurasa's whereabouts, the other smuggling ring members, The two weapons that made it across the border, the key misused so 7 years ago. In fact, we haven't figured out a single thing regarding how misuse related to these embassies. Star Dwarf. A number of pieces connect in a very complicated way in this case. It's almost enough to make one completely mentally exhausted. What are you saying, Mr. Dwarf? I thought you wanted to say it was easy to follow if you follow the leads. Was that supposed to be an impression of me, Kay? If the info gathering you need, come and I can help you with that. Then all you would have to do is show off your fancy schmancy logical deductions. Show off? Does it seem like I'm being boastful when I do that? Let's not overcomplicate matters, okay, Mr. Dwarf? We've been so focused, like a laser, on only what seems to strange and out of place. It's no wonder nothing's clicked and we haven't unlocked anything yet. But if we think things through calmly, the answer should come to us. Okay. That's the sort of thing I say to myself. While practicing how to unlock padlocks, you know? This is something I hope practice doesn't make perfect. For your sake. Yay! Looks like you're back to your straight-laced face again. Straight-laced face. Self, whatever. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth! I'm back, sir! Yes, I can see that. Good work, detective. Looks like you can use that fireplace like a door, sir. Are you alright, Gummy? I'm okay. It's just a bit of ash and dust, that's all. Your jacket has gone quite filthy. I see the hem has practically turned black. Yeah, well, quite a bit of the unburned ink got on it, sir. I see. Thank you, detective. You did a fine job. I'll even pay the cleaning bills for this trench coat. What? Oh, no, sir, I could never. This is just my old coat, sir. If it was a coat I actually cared about, then I'll get it cleaned, but you know. I see. Very well then, as you wish. So, because Gummy was able to climb through the fireplace, we know it can be used, right? Yes, but that's not all we learned. We actually learned one other important fact. And that is... I'll have to explain to you later. Right now, we need to deal with the handwriting analysis. Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir! I'll be back before you know it! Handwriting analysis on Mr. Cochin's... The handwriting will take a bit of time. Let's go wait in the Theatrum Chalice, along with Agent Lang and Agent Sheena. To be continued, are you serious? Okay, whatever. That's fine. The other Garas's true identity. Ooh, okay. אני שם את הפרק של היום פה, אז כן. וואו, זה באמת עבר זמן מה פה. אז כן. כאן היה ירין פגלת בסרטון, על הבא של ירין תקרב גיימס, מקווה שנהנתם. וירין, אאוט. ביי חברים, מקווה שאתם נהנים.